All right, everyone, welcome to the inaugural episode of 5-Minute Book Reviews with Alex. Maybe I'll think of a better title. Now, I am in one of the most beautiful parts of New Jersey, near an entrance to the Appalachian Trail. I'm in the Del Water Gap area. Crater Lake is a couple miles down that way. We are along Kittatinny Ridge down that way. And this is maybe one of my favorite parts of New Jersey, and actually one of the nicest parts of the Appalachian Trail. And this is a fitting place to do my inaugural review. So this is A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson. This has actually become, maybe since I first read it, has always been, but really has become one of my favorite books. And what the book is about, Bill Bryson is an author who's written all sorts of really interesting books. And later in life, he decides that he wants to hike the Appalachian Trail. He ends up reconnecting with an old friend, and they set out on their adventure and get into all sorts of interesting and funny and meaningful and memorable mishaps and experiences as they go about trying to do this. There's a movie, A Walk in the Woods 2, which is also pretty good. I think it's Robert Redford and Nick Nolte, which is like a pretty good pair. The soundtrack is actually really good, and the cinematography is beautiful, but the book is excellent. Really, really good. So I will actually just read you the back cover here real quick. So the Appalachian Trail stretches from Georgia to Maine and covers some of the most breathtaking terrain in America. If you're going to take a hike, it's probably the place to go. And Bill Bryson is surely the most entertaining guide you'll find. Here's the history and ecology of the trail and some of the other hardy or just foolhardy folks Bryson meets along the way, and a couple of bears. Already a classic, A Walk in the Woods will make you long for the great outdoors, or at least a comfortable chair to sit and read it in. Now, when I read this book the first time, I was actually up in Nova Scotia in January on vacation, exploring up there. I know, it's a bit of an odd time to visit Canada. The customs agents also thought that too. So I'm reading this up there, and I read a lot in public places as I've been traveling around. And so I'm up there and, on buses, in bars, in coffee shops, I'm reading this book. And I am just like laughing out loud, like actually LOLing. I don't know if people still use that, but I'm actually laughing, and like multiple, like throughout this book. And people actually came up to me multiple times. The only time this has ever happened, I think, reading a book in public, multiple times people came up to me and said, "What are you reading? Like, I've never seen somebody laugh like this from a book before." And I, told them to Walk in the Woods. So like the kind of humor, Bill Bryson has a very dry, kind of like sense of humor, very sarcastic, which I really like. And so like an example is, he's not like super into all the hiking gear, all that kind of stuff, right? He's picking this up later in life, and, a little bit of fish out of water, a little bit. Kind of a vibe. And, some people are really into all the different gear, going to REI, like getting all this stuff, all that kind of stuff. And some of the people who hike, are like that too. So they're in a shelter on the Appalachian Trail, and it's like bad weather out. They had a long day hiking, and, Bill Bryson's in there. They're trying to get a bunk bed in this, like, shelter. And, someone's coming up and talking to him like, "Oh, this gear, that gear, the 80 liter, this thing, the Osprey, that, the rainproof, that, the torso straps, the chest straps, the compression, this, all these different things." And he's like, "I don't know, I don't care about any of this." And like, the guy is just like, talking his ear off about this stuff. And he's asking him like, "Well, why did you choose this pack over another pack?" And Bill Bryson's response is, "I thought it would be better than holding all my gear in my hands." That's the kind of humor that you can expect here. But there's also really nice and kind of meaningful experiences and moments with the two friends reconnecting. Bryson talks a lot about the history of the Appalachian Trail, how it came to be. A lot of ecological and environmental information, especially about things that are important in the Northeast, and information that for those of us that are interested in finding ways to preserve all of this beauty and nature around us, there's a lot of really interesting information in here that everybody should know. So the book is great if you're looking for, stories of old friends reconnecting, looking to learn a little bit more about the outdoors, or looking to get inspired for your next outdoor adventure. It really does do that. I've read this now a couple times. You can see the book is like getting a little worn out, because I kind of carry it around and read it. So that is my review of A Walk in the Woods, and I'm happy to bring it to you from this beautiful place in New Jersey in the Delwater Gap. If any of this is interesting, highly recommend checking it out. And let me know what you think if you have read it or if you do end up reading it. I'd love to hear from all of you or any of you who check it out. And I hope to see some of you up on the trail sometime. Just ran into a thru hiker the other day up here who had come down from Maine on his way to Georgia, and he was remarking how the New Jersey section was one of his favorite sections so far on the Appalachian Trail. Really cool and not surprising just how beautiful all of this is. So again, hope you enjoyed this quick book review, and yeah, hope to see you out on the Appalachian Trail sometime. Hey everyone, Alex here. Thanks for joining me for this 5-minute book review. Hopefully I kept it close to 5 minutes. Now, if you're interested in exploring some of my other podcast episodes, part of Rethinking with Alex Torpy, you can check it out online at rethinkingwithalextorpy.com, on YouTube, Instagram TV, or wherever you listen to podcasts like Spotify, Stitcher, or Apple. If you like what you heard, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing with a friend, or leaving a positive review. And if you have any questions or comments or feedback, please feel free to reach out and get in touch. Thanks again.